Oh, right. It's a crazy, crazy week. What's that on my shoulder? Oh, it's my headphones. Look like something trying to escape. Okay. All right. So my first guest, I want to bring on Nathan Aguilera. Nathan, hi there.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
well, I'll ask you. You can say that again later on if it's true. Okay.
We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. So Nathan, where are you right now?
I am in Merida, Mexico at the moment.
Okay. And why are you in Mexico?
I'm based in Mexico. I've been coming to Mexico the past 4 winters now, and usually I would leave during the summers, but because of COVID this year, I decided to stay longer.
Oh, I can imagine. So you're considered the foodie flashpacker. All right. So tell me how that started and where it's gone.
Well, I spent the first 2 years. I've been traveling almost 7 years now. February makes 7 years that I left my home in Oklahoma, and the first 2 years I was just traveling full time. And you know, I wanted something to do. I wanted to make a business out of it. I didn't want to go home. I wanted to stay on the road and continue my travel. So I needed to find something that I could do where I could work online and continue to travel at the same time. So I started a food focused travel blog. About this February will be 5 years that I started my blog.
Well, so you were in Oklahoma City, and what were you doing there?
I was a legal assistant. I worked at a law firm as a legal assistant.
And one day you just decided, I'm out of here.
I mean, I wish it was that easy. I spent about 18 months planning and preparing to leave on what at the time I thought was going to be a 6 month trip. I
Six
was
months.
planning to leave for six, yeah, 6 months, and now we're almost into year seven.
Okay. So where did you go that for that first 6 months,
Southeast Asia.
and why there?
I had been once before to Thailand, and I just knew that I loved that part of the world, and it felt it felt very far away. Like I wanted to go very far. I wanted to go halfway around the world and go on a huge adventure and go somewhere that was very unlike home, but somewhere the food, the culture, the language, the people, like everything. I wanted to experience something really new, something very different than what I was used to.
So you went by yourself, part of a tour?
No, by myself.
Really? Now, do you speak the
Yeah.
language?
No, no, I don't. And actually, I'm in Mexico now. I actually have my Mexican passport. I'm half Mexican. I just attained citizenship, and I'm still working on my Spanish. My Spanish is embarrassingly bad.
So how do you communicate when you go to these different countries?
I try and pick up a little bit of the language, like enough, bathroom, beer, the basics, things like this. And surprisingly, a lot of these places, people do have a basic level of English almost everywhere you go,
Yeah,
especially
that,
anywhere that has a lot of tourism, they usually have a base level of English
mhm.
and a
So
lot of like hand signals and gesticulating and pointing and.
what was that one?
That's supposed to be food, but we'll see.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, how many countries have you been to?
Mid 60s now. I'm somewhere in the mid 60s at the moment.
Oh my goodness. So, all over the world, or is there a part of the world that you haven't been to yet?
That's mid 60s on 5 different continents. I've not been to Antarctica or Australia, and I've not seen much of South America. I've only been to maybe 3 countries in South America and only a handful of countries in Africa. So, still big, big, big parts of the world that I've yet to explore.
So, how do you decide what country you're going to visit?
Cheap flights a lot of the time. Yeah, where I can find a cheap flight, and then a lot of it is where people have told me, where my friends have been, where other people have been, that they said, I know you, I know what your interests are, I know the kind of things that you're into. You would love this place. You've got to go here. And so my list is, I feel like 60 something countries in. My list is longer now than when I started traveling because I keep finding more and more places that I feel like I have to see.
So, was there one country where you thought, okay, I'll go there, but then you went, wow, I'm glad I came here?
Probably several. I mean, the first one that comes off the top of my mind is the Republic of Georgia. And yeah, my friends had told me it was really great and everything. I was like, I was near. I found a cheap flight and I went. I was really blown away. Georgia's a really great country. I spent 6 weeks there last year, and
So
was
what made
hoping
it
to go
great?
back.
What made it great?
For me, it's always going to probably have a lot to do with the food and wine. My website's focused on food-focused travel. So amazing food and wine, really great hospitality, incredible nature. The people are really great. It feels a bit off the beaten path. Not everyone's going there. It's not somewhere like Spain and France where, there's hordes of tourists or whatever. So it feels like you're kind of, blazing a new path or something almost, going somewhere not everyone has been.
So, what you love food, obviously, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a very bland palate, all right? So what is
Oh no.
what is the weirdest thing you've eaten that I would consider outrageous?
Oh, I've had lots of bugs and snakes and intestines and scorpions and yeah, and probably things like this. And like scorpion on a stick. That one's a bit gooey in the middle when you eat it.
Now, are you a cook as well?
I'm a home cook. Yeah, I've not had any professional training, but I love to cook.
What's your favorite thing to cook for yourself?
I could live and die off pasta.
Uh-huh.
I'm addicted to all kinds of pasta, but yeah, I mean, I think if you can pull off making like a really classic, nice roast chicken, everyone thinks that it looks very complicated, like you spend a lot of time in the kitchen. When it hits the table, it looks very impressive, but it's actually very easy. It's not hard to do at all.
So you're in Mexico now, and you have been for several months because of the COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And would you be there anyway this time of year?
This is typically the time of year I would be returning to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I spend every summer in Europe, and then once it starts to get cold, usually about October, November, I head somewhere warmer. In the past several years, it's been to Mexico.
So where was the last
So I
place
should be getting back now. I'm sorry.
What is your plans? When do you hope to get back on the road?
I've started traveling a bit now around Mexico. Actually, I just got back recently from trips to Baja California, Puerto Vallarta. I have trips coming up to Tulum, to Holbox. I just got back from Playa del Carmen yesterday, actually. So I've started traveling around Mexico. I have an international trip planned in January to Guatemala, a nearby country. And going far internationally, we're really hoping we have a trip to Japan planned in April.
Ooh. Now, are you hopeful that will take place? I know you're
I'm trying to
hopeful.
I'm trying to be very optimistic. The last thing that we heard, we're due to land April 2nd, and Japan has a plan to reopen April 1st. So we're cutting it very, very close. We're giving it one day. So let's hope they don't change their plans.
So who is we? You mentioned the pronoun we.
Well, this one's a bit funny. Are you familiar with error sales? When the airline has an error sale?
No.
No. So sometimes they have these sales where they mistakenly publish a price or something like this. And this trip, we had found round trip tickets from the United States to Japan for $165. And so me and a bunch of friends spread this link out. Like we started sending it to everyone. So there's like 23 of us that have booked this flight to Japan.
Oh my goodness, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Have you
So
traveled
we're
with that
very
many people
optimistic.
before?
No. No, I haven't. And
We'll see if 23 people come back.
There's a lot of different factions in this group. So, a lot of people have invited their friends or their family members or whatever. So I don't see us moving as a group. I think probably we'll have we'll splinter off and go a bunch of our own directions. And hopefully we'll get in a couple of like really nice group dinners or something like this.
So where will you be flying out of?
Where was it? Philadelphia? I think it was somewhere very random. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's where it was.
Is that a single flight from Philadelphia to Japan?
No, I think we do have one layover somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, that's my friend now. That's my friend now on screen, Colby. She's saying I'll be there. She's she's the one of the ones that found the error cell for us. Hi,
Colby.
My God.
That is great. Well, you could start up a travel business too with your knowledge of traveling.
Yeah, it's the idea for sure. It's one of the ideas.
All right. Well, Nathan, thank you so much. It's been fascinating. And in the future, when you're off someplace and you don't have anything to do on a Sunday night, call us up, and love to hear more from you.
Yeah, I'll check in, let you know where I'm at.
All right. Well, hang in, go back to the green room, hang in there, have some hors d'oeuvres, and then we'll bring you back for the quiz. It's great seeing you. Oh, my goodness. I'm excited.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you shortly.
Okay. Bye. All right.